Hello again. In today's world of aircraft transactions, there's one constant. The retail value of an aircraft is predicated on the aircraft being delivered to the buyer in airworthy condition. Well, for the non-technical man on the street, this means the plane functions the way it's supposed to, and that's determined by performing an inspection before you buy the plane. So what happens when a problem is found, and how do we keep deals from coming apart when the process is so hard to predict? Well, first, when a problem is found, it's called a discrepancy. Rectifying them usually means repairing something that's broken. But it's not always that simple. Sometimes it means seeking a written opinion from the manufacturer when a question arises, or recovering misplaced or missing documents not brought with the aircraft. Sometimes that means diving deeply into the discrepancy to determine if the discrepancy actually exists. After all, just because an item was identified during the inspection doesn't always mean it needs to be fixed or that it's the seller's responsibility. Can the seller choose not to fix a discrepancy? Absolutely. It's implied by default rules in the agreement. This is where I sometimes get a little frustrated. Some attorneys believe there should be an expressed right for the seller to be able to walk away and not fix something. Well, based on my years of experience, this is not a smart negotiating position. Why? Because any buyer with half a brain will push for a reciprocal right to walk away, which, if exercised, will happen when the plane is in pieces on the hangar floor in an unflyable and unairworthy state. This is also when the shop is handed the bill to the seller, which has to be paid if the plane is ever to fly again. Look, I understand a seller balking at a costly repair, one that makes no economic sense. But if the owner still wants to sell the plane and they have a contract with a willing buyer, killing the deal is a crazy notion. From my vantage point, starting over from square one after your plane has been reduced to overpriced lawn art is like seizing defeat from the jaws of victory. Now, you think you can sell the plane with open discrepancies for the same money to the next guy? Think again. Retail buyers don't buy unairworthy airplanes. The next buyer is either going to be a wholesaler or another retail buyer that will, wait for it, want those discrepancies fixed. So what should a seller do if someone in the selling party insists on having a right to not fix discrepancies? First, decide if keeping, repairing, and returning the aircraft to service is an option. If not, the discussion is moot. But if a financial or operational case can be made for keeping the aircraft, then consider putting the repair cost threshold into the agreement. This number should be based on the overhead and holding costs you'll have over the next few years. In case you're thinking that a good aviation attorney's boilerplate will take these issues into consideration, think again. These are deal-specific technical challenges. As I said before, the party hiring the most technically knowledgeable, situationally aware, and commercially sophisticated team will have the upper hand in these types of negotiations. That brings me to my shameless plug. Call me if you have questions about these concepts discussed today. I'm here to help. I'm Dave Coleman. Thanks for watching.